So also, I mean, I want to add to this. Let's see, going with Chuck Schumer. Schumer's pushing bill to strip Trump of court-granted immunity. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced Monday that he and other Senate Democrats will work to advance legislation to strip former President Trump of the immunity he was granted under a recent Supreme Court ruling protecting a president's official acts from criminal prosecution. Schumer, invoking Congress's power to regulate the court, said Democrats are working on legislation to classify Trump's effort to subvert the results of the 2020 election as an unofficial act so they do not merit immunity from criminal prosecution under the High Court's recent 6-3 decision. They incorrectly declared the former president to enjoy broad immunity from criminal prosecution for actions he took while in office. They incorrectly declared that all future presidents are entitled to a breathtaking level of immunity so long as their conduct is ostensibly carried into an official capacity act as president, Schumer said on the Senate floor.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you know the Democrats is weak. Because as soon as they passed that, Joe Biden should have just went crazy. He'd be like, all right, cool. Everybody had something to do. We have all the evidence. You did something January 6th. It's in my power to put you all in jail. Boom. Lock them all up. It's in my power to get rid of national debt because it's stripping people of power. He could do so much stuff right now. And everyone would be like, I'm voting for him again.
You see somebody in the comments, they said something like that too. They're like, well, so why doesn't he just go ahead and start doing X, Y, and he's in office right now?
Because they're idiots. They like to play by the rules.
Because they're trying to get it overturned, and it would almost look like it would look just like you're doing the same exact things.
No, come on.
I understand
They spent 3 years trying to prosecute people for January 6th. Now he has the power just to throw you in jail and say, prove you're innocent. Every last one of them. And they can't do nothing about it. He can take the military, sweep through any place go round up militias, anybody that he wants to. He can do anything he feels like right now. He is the king.
Yeah.
And the king has lost his mind.
We're in a situation right now, especially when you're looking at these laws that they've passed. The Supreme Court has let a lot go by. That's, he
could say the Supreme Court is not fundamentally representing the American people and take all those people off and vote new people on there.
I don't know if he can do that.
Yes, you can. It's all total immunity. He can do it. He's the king. He can do whatever he wants. He can get rid of that. He can put people in jail.
Possible. I don't know how far sweeping this is. I know he can get rid of every one of his federal workers he has right now, fire them all, put in new people. What he's already proposed doing, coming straight in, getting rid of everybody, putting all of his own people in there, even if they don't have experience.
That's what Trump's going to do.
Yeah, this is legal right now for him to do this. They've already proposed this underneath the.
And he'll just bring in all loyalists, and they'll change the whole shape. They talked about
this already, doing this. And they said basically that we'll let the courts figure it out. And what are we seeing? The courts are already saying that he can do. They're already saying he can do this. So this is not, it's a setup. If we don't see it's a setup, we don't start paying attention to what the fuck is going on right now, then it's going to be a problem. And people are just going to sit back and everyone who feels like, oh, I'm voting for Trump. I understand your grocery bills are higher right now. Also
that's on corporations. That ain't the president's fault.
Exactly. And people don't want to realize that. They look at, inflation. They're looking at the cost of inflation. Inflation comes from overspending. The last guy who was in office raised the national debt by more than any other president in the history of the United States. In just 4 years, he did that. And don't blame it on anything. Everyone's had their own crises when they were in office. Everybody has one. You got 9/11. George Bush had 9/11. Stock market fell off a cliff when we had 9/11, shut down everything for a little bit. Then what else did he have going? The housing crisis, the stock market crash. He had that shit.
That was at the end. Was at the end of his presidency. Then Obama took over.
At the beginning of his presidency, he had 9/11. At the end of it, he had this, and he still didn't raise the national debt by as much as what this man has done. Period. Yeah. So let's just be. These are major crises in American history. We remember these things. They had reverberations for years after that. They've been we had a whole new department open up because of this. So anyway,